have to make that recommendation. I'll pull that group. And then the third one is where the vendor, the potential vendor will be asked to do a full-blown demonstration of all the studies that they've done, and this will then be opened up to the C-level suite. This is when I get the C-level, the CMO, the CQO, the CFO, whoever, this will be a major investment for us, right? Now, even if it's only 10% of my total population that's initially going to benefit from it, when I'm pulling this, I'm not actually thinking that I'm only going to do it for 3 markets. Even though initially 12 months or 18 months, I'll say, okay, we're going to test it out. But the whole purpose of doing this is we are ready to go to all markets, right? So, so therefore, I pull that group. So that takes time for me to, you go through the screening, you convince people like me and others that this is worth it. Then you go and talk to in depth, and you show, through the data, just like you're showing right now. And they will ask you a set of questions, mainly around what you've already got, but mainly around, for the different age groups or different risk groups. They ask you all of that, categories, right? So this is very important for you to know, because I'm giving you some insight about how payers in general think. Go ahead.
Yes, sorry to interrupt. I had a question there. The process would be more rigorous. I mean, what I'm getting, you're saying is the process might be more rigorous if there is no differentiation, if the drug is similar to, the other drugs in the market, right? And in case it has differentiation, as in it has significant, say, efficacy benefit. So, looking at page 2, for example, right, we are comparing product X with all the other PARP inhibitors. And if, say, product X has a PFS or a progression-free survival of 28 months, which is 30 to 50% better than the others, then would the process still be that rigorous for getting reimbursement?
So what you're going to say is what you will have to do homework on, even though you will not have access to Anthem's data, United's data, or Aetna's data per se. You will not have access to their specific membership. But what you can easily do is you can say, look, typically we understand that this is a high-cost drug, right? It costs $664,000 to $180,000. So your first opening thing is the annual cost of current therapies that are available, whether it's Zejula, Rubraca, whatever else, is X. It falls in this range, right? And we are proposing a 10% reduction with better efficacy, safety, ROA, all of that. You're going to show, but you're going to show through the number of studies that you've got. So just to say that
that was exactly my question, right? So in this case, because this drug is 4th or 5th product in this particular class, are you saying that without a cost reduction, this drug would be difficult for this drug to get into the formularies?
No, not necessarily. You don't have to show that you're more you have better efficacy, you have the overall survival is better, your safety, your serious adverse events are fewer or actually should be at 0, your number of doses. You have that. You have it listed out nicely. I would add a couple of more things in there, but you have the main things in there. What you don't necessarily need to say, we are more efficacious, we are safer, and we are going to give you a cost and reduction. You don't have to do that. But what you cannot do is you cannot go in and say, hey, because we are more efficacious and we're safer and better and things, we are 20% higher than what you currently have. That's not going to work.
Right.
Okay, but
so basically what I'm getting. So So basically what I'm saying is, since there are already established products in the market, in spite of showing higher efficacy numbers, it would be prudent to go with a cost which is in the range of the other players rather than more, is what I'm getting, irrespective of how good the results are, right? No, I was actually going to come to that. You can show a greater cost in that, but you have to be very cautious. You don't go in saying, and there's a 10% cost